Ignorance in religion or terrorism. Ignorance and power is tyranny. Ignorance and freedom is chaos. Ignorance and money is corruption. And ignorance and poverty is crime. Ignorance is a root of all evil. And this is Thoughts While Thinking, and these opinions are mine. And ignorance can be your worst enemy, and I think that's our worst enemy right now is ignorance. We got a lot of it out there. And Einstein said that the world is a dangerous place to live in, not because of the evil, but because of the men that don't do anything about the evil. Now, that's something worth thinking about, and we got to do something about all that evil. We got to work on it. We got to move forward, and we can't be blindfolding ourselves and closing our eyes and sticking our heads in the sand and putting our hands over our head and our head in a sack. We got to look at what's going on and do something about it. You know, Thomas Jefferson said, we guard against ignorance to remain free. It's the responsibility of every American to be informed. Now think about that for a while. And then Martin Luther King comes along and says, nothing in this world is more dangerous than a sincere, conscientious stupidity. Now think about that. We got the ignorance and we got the stupidity, and we got to work on that. We're just in a world full of it, and it looks like that we didn't go down the road of knowledge. It looks like we went down the road of ignorance. So because there's a lot of it going on out there, so we got to move forward on that. We got to block out that ignorance and get informed people back. You know, ignorance is curable, stupidity is forever. That's a hard one to think about, but it's probably got a lot of meat to it. We got to think about that. And of all the ignorance that's out there, the real ignorance is in the universities and the educated that have a one-track mind and trying to tell you how to run the world. And they overflow with all kinds of ignorance from the outside, even though they're highly educated. And the highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. And that's what's going on in these universities. We got to look at their colleges and universities, and even our high schools. We got to check on that, because we got to, the teachers have got to teach the real truth. They got to teach the Constitution, and we got to work on doing that. And once a person stops searching for information and self-knowledge, the ignorance sets in. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that all that stuff is stopped and the ignorance is set in. And we got to stir up the pot and make them start thinking again. Ignorance is the absence of knowledge, and stupidity is the unwillingness to overcome ignorance. So don't be stupid. We've got plenty of that out there, so don't join them. Oh, we got to look at the possibilities, and being ignorant is not much of a shame. It's being unwilling to learn is the shame. Now think about that for a little bit, and we move forward on that. And you know, the more that we do research, and the more crazy the ignorant people think we are, and you know, that gets back to calling us all these conspiracy theorists and all of that, because we do some research and we do know a little bit of what's going on, so we are crazy. And ignorance is death, knowledge is life, and life of value. And if you're sitting there groping in the dark of ignorance, it's misery. So we got to be in the light and live a happy life. And ignorance and power and pride are deadly mixture. You know, it's just one of those things that we are experiencing right now. We got to look at it and do something about it, and we got to move forward. And knowledge is a power, and ignorance is bliss, but curiosity, even if it killed the cat, is still king. So we got to question. We got to ask the right questions, and we got to learn, and we got to become informed. And ignorance is of invincible ignorance. We don't know because we don't know. Well, We got to know because we do know, and we got to get back to that word. And the ignorance is a cause of fear, and the fear is what causes the problems in the world because we got to be strong and face the fear and be get out of this ignorance so we don't fear. And your ignorance is their power. So learn to get informed, and that's the way it is. And ignorance allied with power is the most ferocious enemy of justice that we can have. And looks like that's where we are right now. They're just dwindling and bringing down our Constitution. And ignorance is bliss, said every idiot ever. And that's where we are. And we're not blessed, by golly. And, real knowledge is the extent knowing how ignorant we are. Well, we got to know that we're ignorant, and we got to learn, and we got to stay informed to overcome the action of ignorance. And either America will be destroy ignorance, or ignorance will destroy the United States. Think about that. We got to destroy that ignorance. And it's adios amigos, and it's see you on the flip side.